Welcome to this week's Bushel Up. We do have the combine rolling. So far just taking out a couple little scrap patches, I call them, by our warehouse ball plant, just where we plant some corn for weed control. Getting to going on some dryland corn here a little bit, just taking some ends out. Then we'll be transferring over to some soybeans. So far I know see a lot of combines starting to roll now. Still waiting for corn to dry down. That seems to be the name of the game. Nobody's finding anything overly dry yet to really get rolling hard on corn. The jury's still out on yields. I'm hearing some mixed results as far as some of the early reports on corn. Obviously dryland's going to be good, so those areas where we've seen some dryland corn come out with the rainfall, we expected to see some good yields there. But that's kind of the story on corn. Soybeans, hearing some pretty decent numbers coming out, so hopefully some of that cool weather during that pod fill is going to be a good thing for the soybean yields. We're anxious to get into some of ours. We took out a couple plots yesterday, I know, in the area. Talking mid-80 type soybean numbers. Hopefully we see some a little higher than that with some of our high yield production, but that's kind of a general rule of thumb for right now of what we're hearing. Big thing I continue to get questions on is just overall what we're going to do about tar spot, some of this disease in corn. I know there's a lot of different combinations of programs that went on as far as fungicides, timings, applications, and we're kind of sorting through that. One thing we know is that if fields are under stress, we've really seen the tar spot come in and really devastate us late, even on fields that had good treatments. So we'll continue to look through that data, talk to different growers, different fields. We'll definitely be doing a lot more education on tar spot now that we've seen it really hit us hard here as we go through our winter meetings. So stay tuned. I know everybody's looking for some answers, looking for what we can maybe change up, do different next year. We know there's some things that have worked pretty good out here that we're very happy with. There's some other things that we're going to be evaluating and looking at how we go forward. So reminder, we've already got our first grid soil samples back off a couple of our small patches that we took out last week. Want to remind you, we're never guaranteed. We're looking at a little bit later harvest. We don't know how long we're going to get a nice open fall like we have the last couple years. So we want to be sure we're getting right behind the combine, getting those soil samples pulled, especially where we're delayed a few weeks, probably over the last couple years on harvest timing. So let us follow your combines. We've got a good number of orders to get started. We want to keep rolling, make sure we're keeping caught up. Another thing to think about is as you're harvesting, just make sure you're taking those notes. Anything that we need to talk about this winter, any specific challenges or issues we're seeing in some fields, whether it be with weeds, if we need to tweak a herbicide program. Obviously we just talked about disease and fungicide programs, but also just as we look at yields, your planting populations, all those things we need to pay attention to as we start to make your plan for next year. So take those notes. I know everybody's going to be busy in the field for the next month, going at it pretty hard, but when we get time to sit down the last half of November, December, and start making plans for 2026, we want good notes and good talking points that actually impact your farm. Stay safe, everybody. We just put out our harvest lunch schedule. Let us know if we can be a help in any way. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.